The Milford Bulldogs is Chris Pendleton, number 5, and Norman Singleton, number 34, back deep to kick off. Number 34, Dewayne Miles, to do the kicking for the Amherst Bulldogs. And we're just about set to get underway. The referee blows his whistle, and we're underway. The state championship game in high school Texas class, 6-man. Right up the middle of the field comes Chris Pendleton, number 5. He's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line by number 1, Tommy Traylor, for the Amherst Bulldogs. Milford will take over for the first possession of the ball game this evening at the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 for Milford at that point. If you're not familiar with 6-man rules, let's tell you a little bit about it. It's an 80-yard long field. They have to go 15 yards to get the first down. Number 5, Chris Pendleton, is the quarterback. He takes a snap and hands off to number 30 over there is Dedrick Gates. Gates is going to be brought down by number 5, Mundo Cueto, and also number 26 on that tackle, Ryan McNabb. No gain on the play. The ball still at the 35-yard line. It's 2nd and 15. No gain for the Milford Bulldogs. Both teams, Bulldogs mascot, both teams colors black and white, or blue and white rather. We've got a lot of blue on the field tonight. Of course, this is Milford with the ball in the all-blue uniforms. Pendleton brings him up to the line. He takes a snap, hands off to his deep back. That's number 34, Norman Singleton. He's going to be brought down by number 20, Torrey Tolbert, after he gains about 5 yards to midfield to the 40-yard line. Brings up a 3rd down and 10. The ball right well, they're going to mark it just short of the 40, so let's call it 3rd down and 11 for Milford. Tolbert brings him up to the line, or Pendleton rather, the quarterback, brings him up to the line. He takes a snap. He's going to hand off to his deep back. That is number 34, Singleton. He's going to be brought down by number 11, Chris Bishop, and he's going to be real close to the first down as they spot the ball on the 30-yard line. The officials are going to take a timeout and bring the chains in from the far side to measure for the first down. Milford is the home team here in this state championship game tonight. As we said, they're in all blue on the near side over here, the Amherst Bulldogs. The visitors, they're in the white jerseys on the far side. Of course, the Amherst fans in the far stands over there. It is a first down for Milford as they pick up the first down of the ball game, and the ball is going to be spotted at the 30-yard line. Milford taking about 3 plays to pick up that 15 yards they needed for the first down. Number 34, Norman Singleton, coming limping over here to the near side. He's been the big running back for them so far tonight. He had 1,869 yards on the year, and they're going to hurt if they lose him. Pendleton's going to take the snap and hand off to number 20, Keith Washington. He's going to be brought down by number 20. For the Amherst Bulldogs, Torrey Tolbert. That was Ricky Cook, the ball carrier, rather than Washington. Tolbert. Gain of 2 brings up a 2nd down and 13 for the Milford Bulldogs. The ball at the Amherst 28-yard line. Pendleton brings him up to the line. He takes the snap and hands it off to his deep back, Ryan McNabb, on the tackle, number 26 for Amherst.
Singleton on the carry.
Singleton again, the ball carrier. Number 34, he came off limping. He's still limping just a little bit as he goes back to the huddle.
3rd down.
Looks like he's got an ankle that's bothering him just a little. 3rd down for the Milford Bulldogs. 6 yards to go as they need to reach the 15-yard line in order to pick up a first down. Pendleton brings him up to the line, and he's going to take the snap, and Singleton's going to get the ball again. He breaks 1 tackle, and the second man's going to catch him. That's number 5, Mundo Cueto, and he's going to be brought down close to the 15-yard line.
Close for a first down.
Close to the needed yardage for the first down. Let's see, as they're going to take the timeout to measure again, bring the chains in from the far side of the field, and see if they made it or not. If they missed it, it's going to be 4th down in inches. If they made it, they're going to have a first down, the ball at the 15-yard line of the Bulldogs. The Amherst, or rather the Milford Bulldogs, have averaged 56.4 points per game this season and have only allowed 14.7 points per game. And it is a first down for Milford as they get a second first down now, and a new set of downs as they move the chains on the far side. It's going to be 1st and 15, the ball on the 15. And here early in the first quarter of our action in this state six-man championship game here from Abilene Wylie Bulldog Stadium. Milford comes up to the line. Again, Pendleton is the quarterback. The deep back behind him is number 34, Singleton. He's going to get the handoff and is going to pick up about 7 yards before he's brought down by number 5, Mundo Cueto, for the Amherst Bulldogs.
Singleton on the carry.
Second down and goal. The ball at the 7-yard line. As Milford is putting together quite a game here. Of course, they, as we said, averaging 56.4 points per game, have a very potent offense. Handoff this time is going to go from Pendleton to Ricky Cook, number 22, and he's going to be brought down by number 11, Chris Bishop. Third down for Milford, 3rd and goal, the ball at the 5-yard line, as they continue to put together a rather impressive drive here, opening drive in the first quarter of this state championship game. Milford comes up to the line. Pendleton, again, still the quarterback. He's going to take the snap, hand off to Singleton. He's going to be caught quickly, first by number 20, Torrey Tolbert, and then number 11, Chris Bishop. Pickup of 1. It's going to be 4th down and goal. The ball at the 4-yard line. Coming back into the game, number 22, Ricky Cook, replacing number 21, Kenta Cook. The Milford fans right below us, as we're on top of the press box here at Abilene Wylie, urging their fans on, stomping their feet on the metal bleachers, shaking their rattle bottles, and making a lot of noise on this 4th and 4. It's going to be a pass and complete to Singleton, and it's a touchdown for the Milford Bulldogs. 5:14 to go in the first quarter, and Milford takes the opening drive and moves it right down the field, about 45 yards on the drive, to take a 6-0 lead over the Amherst Bulldogs, who have yet to get their hands on the ball. Once again, Milford taking the ball on this opening drive. Extra point kick to come by number 5, Chris Pendleton. The ball is down, the kick is up, and no good.
The extra point is no good.
So our score again, the 5:14 to go in the ball game, is Milford 6 and Amherst 0. And we'll be back with Milford's kickoff and Amherst's first possession of the ball game after these words from our sponsors. First quarter of the ball game, and Milford kicking off following their touchdown to the Amherst Bulldogs. And back deep for Amherst, number 34, Dewayne Miles, is going to let it go into the end zone. And it's going to come out to the 20, where it'll be 1st and 15 for the Bulldogs from Amherst, their first possession of the ball game this evening. Once again, Milford taking the opening kickoff and driving 45 yards for a touchdown to take a 6-0 lead. Amherst comes up to the line. Their quarterback is number 11. That's Chris Bishop. He's going to pitch back to number 34 is Dewayne Miles. He's going to turn the corner and break a couple of tackles, and he's going to go all the way for a touchdown. 60 yards. 60 yards around the left side for Dewayne Miles, and just right quick, taking just a few seconds off the clock, Amherst ties the game up 6-6 here again in about the midway point of the first quarter of our action here. This state six-man titled game here in Abilene this evening. The extra point kick to come. The holder for the extra point, number 22, Jeremy Jennings. And and can't tell the number on the kicker. We'll get that in just a minute. The snap is down. It's going to be blocked as the kick was low and doesn't make it up. That kicker, number 3, Brandon Pointer. So once again, we have a tie ball game. The score is 6-6, 5:02 to go in the first quarter. And once again, we'll take this timeout. Back to action now in the first quarter of our ball game this morning, or this evening rather, here at Abilene Wylie's Bulldog Stadium. Amherst kicking off to Milford. Amherst tying up the game in one play from scrimmage, going 60 yards. Their kick is going to be fielded by Pendleton, Chris Pendleton, number 15, Chris Brantley for the Amherst Bulldogs, making the tackle. First and 15 for Milford, the ball at their own 30-yard line. Close to where they began their first possession to start the ball game. Of course, they scored, and then Amherst, just on one play from scrimmage, went 60 yards and scored as well to tie up our ball game. Pendleton brings them up to the line. There's a fumble on the snap. Pendleton falling down on it. It's going to lose a yard. Brings up a second down and 16 for Milford. Amherst has had a tough defense all year. They've only allowed 15.6 points per game. And last week against Balmoral in that playoff game, they held Balmoral to 28 points, and they'd been averaging 54.7 points per game coming into that game last week against the Amherst Bulldogs. Handoff is going to go to Singleton. That's number 34, and he's going to be brought down by number
Norman Singleton on the carry.
Number 14. I have a 14. Pickup of about 5 on the play by Singleton is going to bring up a third down and 11. That was number 11 on the tackle, Chris Bishop. As Milford comes up to the line again, they're going to take the handoff pitch back to Singleton. He's going to find the corner around the right side of the line, but he's going to be tripped up by number 11, Chris Bishop over there. Before he gets up to the first down, it's going to be 4th down and 3 for the Milford Bulldogs as they have the ball across midfield into the Amherst side of the field, the ball at the 37-yard line of Amherst. And Milford is going to take a timeout at the 3:20 mark in the first quarter. And while they do, we will as well. We'll be back in just a minute. Back to action now in the first quarter of this state championship ball game from Abilene. Pendleton takes the snap and pitches it back to Singleton. He's going to be stopped, look like short of the first down by number 11, Chris Bishop. Let's see where they're going to spot the ball. Indeed, it is short. He just got about a yard. He needed 3. And it's going to go over to the Amherst Bulldogs. First down and 10 for Amherst. The ball at their own 36-yard line. First and 15. First and 15. I'm going to have to keep that straight rather than first and 10. Amherst has averaged 42.6 points per game coming into this game tonight. Dewayne Miles has rushed for over 1,000 yards for them. Of course, he got the big yardage just a little bit ago on that touchdown run from scrimmage. Pitchback is going to go from Bishop to number 1, Tommy Traylor. He's going to be brought down by the number 11 for the Milford Bulldogs, Lewis Essery. Not before he gains about 4 yards. Is going to bring up a second down and 11 for Amherst. Miles had over 200 yards on 13 carries and 3 touchdowns last week against Balmoral. Miles not doing too badly this year. Pitch back this time to number 34, Dewayne Miles, as he goes around the left side this time, and he's brought down by number 11, Lewis Essery again. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 as Miles got the call that time, number 34. And showing why he's put up such good yardage throughout the season this year for the Amherst Bulldogs. Third down and 3 or 4 for Amherst. The ball at the Milford 33-yard line. They need to reach the 28-yard line. Handoff is going to go this time to number 30. That's Chester Nesbitt. And he's going to be dropped back for a loss. Number 21, Kenta Cook on the tackle. Fourth down for the Bulldogs. 4th and 5 as they are drove back to the 33-yard line. And they're going to be forced to punt, dropping back deep to receive the punt for the Milford Bulldogs, number 5, Chris Pendleton. And the punter for Amherst is going to be, or was, number 24, Jerry Fausto. Amherst is going to down the punt just inside the playing field on the 1-foot line. Milford's going to take the ball deep in their own end of the field. Just as deep as they can get. Amherst pinning them down there just on their side of the goal line. 1st and 15 for Milford as we come up on 1 minute and 12 seconds to go in the first quarter this evening from Abilene. Pendleton's going to hand off to number 22, Ricky Cook. He's going to be brought down by number 34, Dewayne Miles. Gain of about 2 on the play brings up 2nd down and 13 for the Milford Bulldogs. Milford taking the first possession and driving down all the way to score. Amherst coming back and on the first play from scrimmage for them, running all the way for the score. Pendleton's going to hand off up the middle to number 34. That's Singleton. Singleton's going to break it all the way, and he's going to score.
And Milford scores.
Milford scores from their own 2-yard line, running it down 78 yards. Norman Singleton, a 78-yard pickup for the Milford Bulldogs, puts another 6 points on the board, and they take a 12-6 lead here in the closing seconds of the first quarter. The point after kick to come for Milford. There's the snap. The ball's down, and it's up and no good as he hooked it over to the left. The fans in the stands here from Milford below us thought that he had it, but he didn't. 28 seconds to go in the first quarter. Milford 12, Amherst 6. And we'll be back with the closing seconds of this quarter after this word. Back to action now in the first quarter of our ball game. Pendleton's going to be kicking off for Milford. Dewayne Miles back deep for Amherst. And the kick is going to bounce at about the 8-yard line and roll into the end zone where it's going to be down there and will come out to the 20-yard line. Stands over on the far side where the Amherst Bulldog fans are just about full, as Amherst has a super representation of their fans here tonight. And not only fans from Amherst, but we've seen folks come in from Sudan as they've come on down the road from Sweetwater after the Sudan ball game this afternoon, as Sudan they're losing to Crawford by a score of 14-6. And of course our condolences to the Sudan Hornets as they're stopped 1 game short of the state championship game. And certainly I know the Amherst fans appreciate them being here tonight to cheer Amherst on to a possible state championship.
Number 3 on the carry,
Brandon Pointer, the ball carrier, is going to be brought down by number 34, Norman Singleton, after he picks up a couple of yards. Brings up a 2nd down and 13 for Amherst. As the clock continues to count down, they're going to have to hurry if they get a playoff before this quarter is over. There's 3, 2, 1. They're not going to make it. There's the end of the first quarter. And once again, our score, Milford 12, Amherst 6. And we'll be back with the second quarter of the ball game here from Abilene Wylie this evening after these words from some of our sponsors. All right, here we are, second quarter about to get underway in this ball game, state championship six-man ball game from Abilene Wylie. The Amherst Bulldogs against the Milford Bulldogs. Just about to get underway in the second quarter. Amherst now moving to our right, moving from right to left, from south to north as we're here at Abilene. It's a cold, crisp night. There's not any wind to speak of. In fact, the flags are not moving at all. Bishop's going to hand off to number 20. That's Torrey Tolbert. He's going to be brought down by Jackie Winchester, number 24. Gain of 2 on the play makes it third down.
Third down and about 13.
And 13 to go for Amherst. Tolbert carrying the ball 4 times for 11 yards last week against Balmorhea. But on the year, 821 yards in the year, and 11 touchdowns for Amherst coming from Tolbert this year. Bishop brings him up to the line. He's penalty flag, though, just about the time of the snap. Let's see what the penalty is going to be. It's going to be against Amherst for delay of game. It's going to move the ball back to the 18-yard line. Their own 18-yard line makes it third down now and about 17 yards. Well, remember by the time the game's over that it's 15 for the first down rather than 10. Bishop brings him up to the line. He sends a man over wide to the left this time. He's going to pitch back to number 34, Dewayne Miles. Looked like he might have wanted to pass, but too much defense back there in his face. And he's going to be brought down by number 24, Jackie Winchester for Milford. Miles is going to get back to about the original line of scrimmage on this possession. Brings up a fourth down and 15 for Amherst. And Amherst is going to punt down to Milford. And he's going to catch it at about his 27-yard line. He's going to come around the right side. That's number 5, Chris Pendleton. He's going to be brought down there by number 3, Brandon Pointer. And he's going to get just past midfield to the Amherst 39-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 for Milford at the Amherst 39-yard line. Singleton, the big running back for Milford, has got 1,869 yards on the year. Cook, their other running back, has 822, and together they've combined for 47 touchdowns for Milford. This is going to be Singleton, and gets the handoff, and he's going to be brought down by number 34, Dewayne Miles. He's going to pick up 7. He's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8 for Milford. The ball at the 32-yard line of Amherst. Cook has been out of it some last week, they tell us, with a sore ankle. That's Ricky Cook, number 22. He is in there, though. No, he's not. He's on the sideline right now. It's going to be a reverse to number 11, Lewis Essery. Essery's going to get around the corner on the 11 on the far side over there before he's brought down by number 3, Brandon Pointer. Inside the 20-yard line is going to be good for a first down for Milford as they have the ball at the Amherst 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for Milford from that point. Milford comes up to the ball. Again, Pendleton, the quarterback. He's going to hand off to Singleton over the left side. Singleton is going to be brought down over there by number 3, Pointer, Brandon Pointer for the Bulldogs from Amherst. After picking up about 5 on the play, brings up a 2nd down now and 10 for the Bulldogs from Milford the ball at about the 14-yard line. They've got to reach the 4-yard line for the first down. And they come up to the line. Pendleton brings them up. He has Singleton, the deep back behind him. He's rolling out to pass. Intended there for number 30. That's Dedrick Gates. Goes incomplete. It was hitting kind of right in the hands, and he bobbled it a little bit before he dropped it. Pendleton has thrown pretty good this year. 453 yards passing for 16 touchdowns coming into the ball game this evening for the Milford Bulldogs. It's going to bring up a third down now and 10. Again, the ball still at the 14-yard line of Amherst. And they're going to send number 30, Dedrick Gates, out wide to the near side over here. Split out as a wide receiver. The pitch, though, is going to go around the left side to Singleton, and he's going to pick up the first down, but he's going to be stopped short of the touchdown on the tackle, number 11, Chris Bishop. The ball's going to be spotted at about the 2-yard line, first and goal at the 2, and there is an injured Milford player on the far side over there where the action was. It may be Singleton. And while we have this injury timeout on the field, we'll break for a word from our sponsors. Norman Singleton, number 34, the injured Bulldog for Milford over there on the far side, is up and coming over. He's still holding his, looks like he's holding his right wrist, his right elbow perhaps. He's not using that right arm much at all. Here come the Milford Bulldogs, first and goal, the ball at the 2-yard line. Pendleton hands off to the upback, number 22, Cook, and he's in for the touchdown. That's Ricky Cook.
Ricky Cook on the carry.
And the Milford Bulldogs put another 6 points on the scoreboard. That makes it 18-6 in favor of Milford. We've got 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter of the ball game here this evening from Abilene Wylie. Number 12, Kenya Cook, is the holder for the extra point kick, and Pendleton is the kicker. Number 5, it's up and good, so they put another 2 points on the scoreboard. As in 6-man football, the extra point kick is worth 2 points, so they take a 20-6 lead over the Amherst Bulldogs. And we'll await Milford's kickoff in just a minute, but while we are waiting, we'll take this timeout for our sponsors. Here we are back to action now in the second quarter, 6:34 to go in the second quarter of our ball game. Milford owning a 20-6 lead over the Amherst Bulldogs, and Milford about to kick off to Amherst. A low kick that's going to hit at about the 15 and roll back and be fielded there by Dewayne Miles, number 34, at about his 5. He's going to get around the corner on the far side over there up to midfield, and is going to be run out of bounds at midfield by number 2, Jason Houston, for Milford.
Ball be spotted on about the 40-yard line.
Right on the midfield stripe as Miles returned that about 35 yards from about his own 5 up to the 40-yard line to rest right at midfield there on the 40 for the Amherst Bulldogs. First down and 15 for Amherst as they are trailing in the ball game here 20-6 here about not quite at the midway point of the second quarter. Some kind of problem. Oh, there's an injured Amherst player over there on the far side on the out of bounds. It's Miles that they're now helping up over there. Now we go back to action. Chris Bishop, the quarterback for Amherst, is going to drop back to pass, and the pressure being put on him by Milford. It's going to be broken up by number 21, Kenta Cook, as it was intended downfield there for Jeremy Jennings. Number 22 goes incomplete. Bishop has passed last week against Balmoral 2 completions on 4 attempts for 16 yards in that ball game last week. Second down and 15 now as Bishop is going to pitch back to Singleton around the left side over here. Or not Singleton, rather. That's Dewayne Miles, number 34. It's going to be brought down by number 24, Jackie Winchester. Pickup of 4 on the play to the 36-yard line is going to bring up a third down and 11 for Amherst at the Milford 36-yard line. Bishop brings him up to the line. He's going to set both backs in wing formation behind him. He's going to drop back to pass. And it's going over there, complete over there to number 26. That's Ryan McNabb. And it's a touchdown for the Bulldogs from Amherst. Puts another 6 points on the board. And the score now is Milford 20 and Amherst 12 with the extra point kick to come for Amherst. Milford good on that pass on the season, or Bishop good on that pass on the season, passing for 956 yards and 22 touchdowns. And Amherst is getting ready to try the extra point kick. And there's the snap. The ball is down. The kick is going to be blocked, but there is a penalty flag on the far side over there. Number 5 coming in and blocking that is Chris Pendleton, the quarterback for Milford. Let's see what the penalty flag is going to be. It looked to me like the defensive end on the near side over here might have been off bounds, or out of bounds rather, as he I don't think got back in time for to avoid it. So they're going to move the ball up half the distance to the goal, as it was offsides against Milford, and let them try again for Amherst. There's the snap, a high snap, and it's going to be blocked again as the snap was a little high and they weren't able to get it down in time. Number 21 in there, Kenta Cook, coming in there and blocking that kick. So our score with 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter is Milford 20, Amherst 12, and we'll be back with the Amherst kickoff in just a minute. All right, we're set now to get back to action here, the midway point of the second quarter. And let's see, though, the referees are blowing their whistles. They're going to get together. Let's see what the question is. As they have stopped Amherst from kicking off. Number 34, Dewayne Miles, back set to kick for the Amherst Bulldogs. Amherst just scoring on that 36-yard pass to McNabb from Bishop. And there's the kick finally away. It's going to be brought down at inside the 5-yard line there by number 5, Pendleton. He's going to bring it out to the 25, where it's going to be Milford ball, first and 15. The ball at their own 25-yard line. Number 22 in on the tackle for Amherst is Jeremy Jennings. .25 to go in the second quarter of the ball game here at Abilene Wylie. Once again, a cold, crisp night, but no wind blowing, as the flags are just absolutely no movement in them as you look around the field. Handoff to number 34, Singleton, Norman Singleton. It's going to be brought down by number 5, Mundo Coito. Pickup of 6 as they spot the ball at the 31-yard line is going to make it second down and 9 for the Milford Bulldogs. Second down and 9 for Milford. They lead in the ball game 20-12 here just past the halfway mark of the second quarter. Bishop brings him up to the line, or rather Pendleton brings him up to the line. He takes a snap and hands off to the second back.
Ricky Cook on the carry.
Ricky Cook, number 34, number 34 rather, Dewayne Miles, and number 26, Ryan McNabb on that tackle. as they're going to throw him for a loss of a couple back to the 29-yard line. Makes it 3rd down and 11 for Milford from that point. Number 21, Quinta Cook, coming into the ball game, a sophomore for Milford, replacing number 22, Ricky Cook, a junior running back for the Milford Bulldogs. Milford's going to send a man out wide to the near side over here. That's Dedrick Cates, number 30. But they're going to pitch back to Singleton around the near side over here. He's going to be tripped up by number 20. That's Torrey Tolbert for Amherst. It's going to be 4th down as they spot the ball at the 36-yard line. It's going to be 4th and a long 4 as they need to get just past midfield, just past the 40-yard line, to pick up a new set of downs and to move the chains on the far side over there. They're going to go for it on 4th and 4 as Pendleton brings them up to the line. There's big pressure on him as he's dropping back to pass, but it's going to be intercepted by number 34 is Miles. He's going to run it back, breaking 2 or 3 or 4 tackles, and is going to be brought down at the 3-yard line by number 30, Dedrick Gates. There is a penalty flag back up here at midfield, and they're going to bring the ball back. It's going to be against Amherst for a clipping against Amherst, a block below the waist. It'll come back to midfield, and the penalty then be stepped off from that spot. Miles picking that ball off as big pressure was put on Pendleton trying to pass, and they're going to step off the penalty back to the 25-yard line, 15 yards for a block below the waist. Penalty against Amherst, so rather than having the ball 1st and goal at the 3, they have the ball 1st and goal at their own, or not 1st and goal, but just 1st and 15 at their own 25-yard line. Bishop and Amherst Bulldogs come up to the line, and he's going to pitch back to number 1 is Tommy Traylor.
Ball carried by Tommy Traylor.
He's going to be brought down by number 11, Lewis Essery, pickup of about 5 yards. Traylor picking up 114 yards last week on 13 carries. Traylor and Pointer combining for 1,126 yards and 20 touchdowns on the regular season, or on the season so far, regular season and into the playoffs. Brings up a 2nd down and 10 now, the ball at the 30-yard line for Amherst. Pickup of 5 on that play by Traylor. And here they come up to the line as Bishop brings them up. He's going to pitch back on the fake over to the left. Right, he's going to come around to the left is Miles. And Miles is going to be brought down by number 21, Quinta Cook. It's going to be stopped short of the 1st down at the 38-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 for Amherst as they need to get just across midfield at the 40-yard line to pick up the 1st down that they need. Bishop brings them up to the line and is going to hand off to number 5.
Traylor on the carry.
To rather number 1, brought down by number 5, Traylor. Rather number 5, Pendleton. Traylor, the ball carrier.
4th down and 4.
It's going to be a loss of 2 back to the 36-yard line. Brings up a 4th down and 4 for the Bulldogs. They're going to go for it, though, as they come up to the line. They're going to call a timeout now. And while they take this timeout, we have 1 minute and 16 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. We're going to take a timeout as well, and we'll be right back. To action now in the 2nd quarter of our ball game, 1 minute and 16 to go. Amherst electing to go for it on 4th down and 4 as they have the ball at their own 36. They need to get across midfield at the 40 to pick up the 1st down. It's a handoff to Singleton, or rather Miles, rather. He's going to be stopped Man, just inches short by number 10, Curtis Cook for Milford.
Dewayne Miles on
Let's see what they say. They're going to bring the chains in.
For a measurement.
Looks like to us up here on top of the press box that he's short, just by less than a foot. He had to get right on the yard line. He's missing it by the less than the length of the football as they bring the chains in from the far side over here to our side of the field. Once again, we're on top of the press box here at Abilene Wylie's Bulldog Stadium. The Milford fans below us, and sure enough, it is short. The ball's going to go over on downs to Milford.
Ball, first and 15.
First and 15 for Milford. The ball at the just barely on the Amherst side of midfield, just by the nose of the ball, short of what they needed for the first down. Once again, our score is Milford 20 and Amherst 12. We have just over a minute to go, a minute and 8 seconds till halftime here at Abilene Wylie this evening. And we certainly hope you're enjoying this this ball game as you watch it on Sunday evening. Number 5, Pendleton, is going to hand off to looks like Singleton, number 34. He keeps churning and churning and churning as they've got a hold of him, and they're going to mark him down at about the 35-yard line.
About 5 yards.
He's going to be brought down by number 5, Mundo Cueto, for Amherst after he gets 5 yards. It's going to be second down and 10, the ball just across the 35-yard line of the Amherst Bulldogs. The Bulldogs no stranger to being down and having to come back. The last 3 weeks in the playoffs, they've had to stage a comeback in order to win. Of course, that one game being ending up in a tie against Meadow, and Amherst advancing on penetrations. Pitch back to Singleton. He's going to pick up about 7 or 8 yards before he's brought down by number 5, Mundo Cueto. And Milford's going to take a timeout as they spot the ball at the 27-yard line. It's going to be third down and 3 for Milford. We have 18 seconds to go in the first half of the ball game here this evening. Milford, a pretty big football team, having a tendency to wear down their opponents by the latter part of the game, wear them down where they can do pretty much what they want to against their opponents. Of course, as we said, Amherst having to come from behind in their last 3 playoff games, those games being against Meadow, which, as we said, they tied 12-12 and advanced on penetrations. Of course, then they beat Dell City 31-8, and last week Balmoral 32-28. They've only allowed 62 points in the playoffs, and have only allowed 169.9 yards, and that's an average of 16.1 points per game. Of course, Milford's already surpassed that. Pendleton's wanting to pass, and he does to Singleton. He's going to get the first down yardage before he's brought down by number 23. Number 3, that's Brandon Pointer. And they're going to take another timeout with 11 seconds to go, as they have a first down at the Amherst 21-yard line. First and 15 for Milford. Might tell you some more statistics about Amherst while we have this timeout on the field. They have averaged on offense 42.6 points per game to this point in their season. Dewayne Miles has rushed for over 1,000 yards in the regular season and had 200 yards on 13 carries against Balmoral last week, along with 3 touchdowns. Tommy Traylor has gained over 100 yards last week against Balmoral on 13 carries, and Jeremy Jennings averaged 23 yards per reception and scored 9 touchdowns on the season. 11 seconds to go in the first half. Milford owning a 20-12 lead over the Amherst Bulldogs. It's Milford's ball. First and 15, the ball just short of the 20-yard line. Pendleton's going to roll back looking to pass, and big pressure being put on him by number 26, Ryan McNabb, and his pass is going to be incomplete, intended for number 21, Keemta Cook. As the clock stops on the incompletion, we have 5 seconds to go in the half. It's 2nd down and 15 for Milford. And looks like they're going to set up to try a field goal. Number 12 to do the holding is Kenya Cook, and number 5, Pendleton, to do the kick, as it'll be a 20, 30, about a 34-yard field goal, 35. That's going to be partially blocked and be down by Amherst at the 12-yard line, and there's the end of the first half. Once again, our score, Milford 20 and Amherst 12. And we'll take some time here for some commercial words from these fine sponsors of our ball game this evening, and be back with the second half of action in just a minute. Okay, here we go back to action in this six-man state championship game, the final half of action in this 1994 season in six-man football in the state of Texas. Milford is going to be kicking off. Chris Pendleton, number 5, back deep for the Amherst Bulldogs, is number 34, which is Dewayne Miles. He's going to take the ball deep in his own end zone, bringing out to the 5, the 10, the 15. He's up to the 20, breaking one tackle. He's going to be brought down at the 25-yard line by number 12 is Kenya Cook.
Line be 1st down and 15.
It's going to be 1st and 15. The ball at the 25 for the Amherst Bulldogs as they trail in the game 20-12 behind the Milford Bulldogs. Bishop brings them up to the line. He's going to send out wide to the near side, Jeremy Jennings, number 22. Pitchback is going to go, however, to Miles, number 34. He's going to be tackled after picking up about 3 yards.
Dewayne Miles on the carry, pick up 2 yards.
Number 24 on the tackle, Jackie Winchester, for the Milford Bulldogs. 2nd down now and 13 for Amherst, as they take this the ball for this opening drive of the second half. Bishop's going to fake the pitch and roll back over to his left. Looking downfield is going to be intended down there for number 22, Jeremy Jennings.
Incomplete.
It's going to go incomplete. Defending for the Bulldogs, number 21, Keemta Cook. Incomplete pass brings up a 3rd down now for Amherst, 3rd down and 13, as the ball is spotted at the 27-yard line. Bishop brings him up to the line, and he's going to put a man out wide to the near side. Over here is number 22, Jeremy Jennings. He's going to roll around to the left, looking downfield. It's going to be intended down there for number 3. That's Brandon Pointer, defending for the Bulldogs from Milford, number 5, Chris Pendleton.
Bring up 4th down.
4th down now for Amherst. The ball still at the 27-yard line. 4th down and 13 to go for Amherst. They need to reach just past the midfield 40-yard line stripe in order to pick up the needed yardage for the 1st down. But they're going to punt, and number 24, Jerry Fausto, doing the punting. It's going to be downed after taking an Amherst roll inside the 15 at the 14.
Rolls down on the 13-yard line.
Marked down there, 1st and 10 for Milford. The ball at the 13-yard line. 1st and 15, rather, for Milford. The ball at the 13-yard line. Chris Pendleton still the quarterback for Milford. He brings him up. He's got number 21, the up back behind him, Keemta Cook, number 34, Norman Singleton, the deep back. Singleton's going to get the ball as he goes straight up the middle and going to pick up about 4 to the 22-yard line. Number 11, Chris Bishop, in on the tackle for Amherst. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12 as they give him 3 yards. They spot the ball at the 16-yard line. 2nd down and 12 for Milford. The ball at their own end of the field. Here they come up to the line now. And Singleton's going to get the handoff again. That's number 34 trying to get around the right side. Left side over here is going to be pushed out of bounds by number 5, Mundo Cueto, at about the 26-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down for Milford. About 2 to go as they need to reach the 28-yard line. The ball spotted at the 26. 3rd down and 2 for the Milford Bulldogs. Milford going from right to left here. That's from south to north at Abilene Wylie Bulldog Stadium. They come up. They've got everybody in close. And the handoff is going to go to the 2nd back. That's number 21, Quinta Cook. He's going to be dropped for a loss by number 34, Dewayne Miles.
Quinta Cook on the carry, stopped for a loss.
Back to the 22-yard line, 4th down and about 6 to go for Milford from that point. And they're going to punt, dropping back deep for Amherst, number 3, Brandon Pointer. Standing inside his 20, backing up to about his 21-yard line. The ball is going to bounce at the 26 and take a big roll back to Pointer. He's going to pick it up at about the 16 and be brought down right there by number 24 is Jackie Winchester for Milford. So Amherst is going to get the ball back. The ball at the 16-yard line. 1st down and 15 to go for Amherst. 7 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter of the ball game here. Once again, Amherst still trailing in the game, 20-12. Position that they have been in before, as again we've said they've had to come from behind the last 3 games here in the playoffs to reach this championship ball game this evening. Bishop's going to pitch over there to number
Trailer on the
1. Tommy Trailer is going to be brought down to number 11, Lewis Essery. Not before he picks up about 11 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 4 as they mark the ball at the 26-yard line, 27-yard line. 2nd down and 4 for Amherst. Bishop brings him up to the line. And he's going to send a man out wide to the left. And he's going to hand off to his up back. That's Trailer over there, number 1. On 2nd effort, picks up the 1st down before he's brought down to number 21, Quinta Cook. And let's see where they're going to mark it there. That was Tolbert, rather, the ball carrier, rather than Trailer. Tolbert, the ball carrier, number 20.
For a 1st down.
They're going to measure over there as they bring the chains in from the far side, and indeed it is a 1st down for Amherst. The ball at the 32-yard line. 1st down and 15 as Amherst gets the yardage needed for the 1st down. They pick up a new set of downs over there. 1st down and 15. Again, the ball at the 32-yard line for Amherst. Bishop's going to bring him up to the line. He's going to set 2 men over on the left. Looks like basically the same formation as last time. This time they're going to roll around to the right, and he's going to pitch back to Trailer, who's going to cut back to his left, trying to get around the corner, and is going to pick up about nearly 10 yards. There's a penalty flag come flying in.
From Tommy Trailer on the carry.
From upfield. Let's see what the penalty is going to be as he's brought down at about the midfield stripe over on the far side. Face mask against Milford is the penalty that they're indicating, and they're going to step it off against Milford. 15 yards face mask penalty. That'll move the ball down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line.
Ball will be placed on the 24.
First and 15 now for the Amherst Bulldogs. Good run over there by Traylor, but the penalty flag for face mask giving them a little more yardage, getting them a little deeper into the Milford end of the field. First and 15, the ball at the 24. As Amherst comes up to the line, Bishop's going to send them out wide to the right this time, but he's going to pitch out to Miles as they go around the left side of the line. Miles is going to pick up yardage to about the 15 before he's brought down by number 21, Quinta Cook, over there on the far side. The ball is going to be marked at the 15-yard line, a pickup of almost 10 yards. It's second down and 6 for the Bulldogs as they have the ball, putting together a good drive here, hoping to score as they get down into scoring territory now at the Milford 15-yard line, 16-yard line. 5:53 to go in the third quarter. Here come the Bulldogs up to the line. Bishop's going to put two men over on the left side this time and take the snap. He's going to roll around to his right, the open side of the field. He's going to pass down there, intended and complete. Down there to number 22, Jeremy Jennings, or correction, Ryan McNabb, number 26. And the touchdown for Amherst, they put 6 points on the board. The score, Milford 20, Amherst 18, the point after to come. Amherst puts, if they're able to make this extra point kick, we'll have a tie ball game, 20-20, halfway through the third quarter here. Let's see what's going to happen as Jennings gets ready to hold for them on the point after kick. There's the snap, a high snap that Jennings misses. The ball's going to be batted around and not going to be got a hold of yet. Finally, it's going to be down at the 39-yard line by number 21, Quinta Cook. And they're not able to advance the ball. So with the 5:37 mark to go in the third quarter, our score, Milford 20, Amherst 18. And we'll be back after these words from our sponsors. Here we go now, back in the third quarter of our action here from Abilene Wylie. Our score 20-18 in favor of the Milford Bulldogs. Amherst just scoring, is kicking off now to Milford. It's going to be down at about the 8-yard line, or not down, but going to be caught by Singleton about the 8-yard line. He's going to be brought down by Jeremy Jennings, number 22.
29-yard line.
At the 29-yard line, it's going to be first and 15 for Milford. The ball at their own 29-yard line. A 16-yard pass on that completion to McNabb just a minute ago put another 6 points on the scoreboard for Amherst, but the snap high on the extra point kick, and Amherst on 3 touchdowns is yet to convert the extra point. Handoff is going to go to Singleton. He's going to be brought down by number 11 is Chris Bishop.
About 2 yards.
Going to pick up a couple of yards as he gets across the 30 to the 32. And it's going to be a second down and a long 12 for Milford from that point. The ball at their own 32-yard line. Chris Pendleton, number 5, still the quarterback. He's a junior for Milford. He brings him up to the line. He's got both running backs in the eye behind him. He's going to hand off to Singleton, the deep back, and Singleton's going to be tackled at about the 35-yard line by number 3, Brandon Pointer, for the Bulldogs from Amherst.
Third down.
Another 3 yards is going to give him a third down situation. A long 10 yards to go as they need to reach the other 35 as the ball is spotted at about their own 35. Pointer making that tackle for Amherst is a linebacker, a junior linebacker for Amherst. Pendleton brings him up to the line. He's going to roll over to his right, looking downfield to pass. It's intended down there for number 21 is Kenta Cook. Back defending for the Bulldogs, number 11, Chris Bishop, almost pulling off the interception there, as he had a better shot at it than Cook did. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 9 for Milford, as they are unable to convert on first down, and they're going to be forced to punt once again to the Amherst Bulldogs. Brandon Pointer, number 3, back to receive the punt. He's going to catch it inside his 15 at about the 13, and he's going to be hauled down at the 15-yard line by number 24 is Jackie Winchester.
Kick return.
So Amherst will get the ball back. First down and 15, the ball at their 15. We have just under 4 minutes, 3:57 to go in the third quarter here from Abilene Wylie's Bulldog Stadium. Quite a lot of Bulldogs in blue and white around here tonight, as both teams are Bulldogs, both teams blue and white colors, and playing at Bulldog Stadium. So what are the odds of all of that happening? I don't know. Pitchback is going to go to number 1, Tommy Traylor. He's going to pick up about 5 yards as he gets out to the 20-yard line. He's going to be brought down by Curtis Cook, number 10. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for Amherst. The ball spotted at their own 20-yard line. Amherst in the playoffs here for the first time in many, many years. Of course, the first time they've gotten this far into the playoffs here for this playing for the state championship. Bishop's going to pitch out around the right side to number 34, Dewayne Miles. Miles is going to be brought down by number 5, Chris Pendleton, for the Bulldogs from Milford. He's going to pick up about 5, brings up 3rd down and 5, the ball at the 25-yard line. They need to get to the 30 in order to have a first down and a new set of downs. Milford fans below us encouraging their defense to fire up. Of course, we're not able to hear Amherst fans except to tell that they're cheering over on the far side, urging their offense to move the ball. Bishop's in trouble, but he gets the pass away, complete to number 26, McNabb, Ryan McNabb, and he's going to pick up big yardage, 10, 25 yards, as he gets up to the 29-yard line, about a 30-yard pickup there, as he gets quite a hit put on him there at the point of tackle. 1st and 10 for Amherst, as they have the ball at the Milford 29-yard line. They're going to send a man out wide to the right over here on the near side, and they're going to roll around to the left. Bishop out leading the blocking after he pitches back to Miles. Miles is going to be brought down by number 24, Jackie Winchester, but not after he picks up about 6 yards inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and a long 8, almost 9 really for Amherst, as they need to reach down to the 15-yard line for the first down. 2nd down and 9 as they come up to the line. 1.5 minutes to go in the third quarter here. Amherst trailing by 2 points here in the latter part of the third quarter. Going to pitch back to Miles. He's going to get almost around the corner before he's driven out of bounds. That was Traylor rather than Miles, before he's going to be driven out of bounds by number 34, Norman Singleton. Singleton coming up limping again. He's been having problems, they tell us, with his ankle, having a sore ankle and setting out for a part of the last week's game. And a couple of times we've seen him come up limping pretty good here in the ball game this evening. Just short of the needed yardage for the first down. They're going to take a timeout. Here the officials are, and bring the chains in again all the way across the field to measure. Looks like they're about couple of feet short, less than a yard short of the needed first down yardage as they stretch the chain out. Sure enough, they need a couple of feet. It's going to bring up a third down for Amherst, just less than a yard to go for the first down, as they're just really needing to get across the 15-yard line in order to have the first down here in the latter part of the first quarter. A minute and 22 seconds to go in the third quarter here from Bulldog Stadium on this Saturday evening. Amherst again trailing by 2 points and looking to put another touchdown on the scoreboard, as they're just 15 yards away from the yardage that they need for the touchdown. Bishop's going to take the snap, and they're going to start around to the right and then go around to the left is Miles, but Miles is not fooling anybody, as he's going to be dropped for a loss by number 10, Curtis Cook, back at the drop back to the 29-yard line, a loss of about 4 on the play. Brings up fourth down and 5 now for Amherst. That play not producing anything, in fact losing a little over 4 yards, as on the misdirection they were hoping to catch Milford off guard and to pick up the first down. They're going to go for it on 4th and long 4. They need to get just across the 15-yard line. They send a man wide to the near side over here. Bishop's rolling out around to this side. He's looking downfield, and he's going to pass complete there to number 26, Ryan McNabb, as he goes down onto his knees. The ball at the 10-yard line is good for a first down for the Amherst Bulldogs.
Number 26, Ryan McNabb.
First and goal, the ball at the 10-yard line as we come up on the last 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Amherst scoring once in this quarter and getting now within 2 points of Milford. Milford not able to put any points on the board here in the third quarter, as they hold on to a 2-point lead. Our clock is running down to 9, 8, 7. They're going to have to hurry to get this snap off before the quarter ends, and they're not going to do it. There's the end of the quarter. The Bulldogs from Amherst knocking on the door, first and goal at the 10-yard line, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter of action after these words.
Time to warm up.
All right, fourth quarter action coming at you now from Bulldog Stadium in Abilene, Wylie. We're just about to get underway here in the fourth quarter. Amherst has the ball, first and goal at the 10-yard line. They trail in the ball game by 2 points, and they're going to hand off to Miles. He's going to be brought down by Norman Singleton, number 34, but not before he picks up a couple of yards. Second and goal for Amherst, the ball at the 8-yard line of the Milford Bulldogs. Amherst obviously wanting to put another touchdown on the board and take the lead again. They had an early lead in the ball game. No, they didn't. Milford scored first. But Amherst wanting to put a touchdown. Bishop's got a lot of time. He finally scrambles and rambles around before passing the ball, and it's going to go incomplete intended for number 6, Jeff Edwards. Number 10 back there defending for the Bulldogs, number 10, Curtis Cook.
Excuse me, third down.
It's going to be third down now, and an 8 to go for the Bulldogs. They're needing to do something this time to get it in the end zone. Third and goal, the ball from the 8. Bishop takes the snap, and he's going to hand off to Miles on the draw. Miles is going to get down inside. A touchdown, Amherst. Dewayne Miles, number 34, with the carry, is going to make it a 24-20 ball game in favor of the Amherst Bulldogs. And for the first time tonight, Amherst has the lead in the ball game. Let's see if they're going to be able to get the extra point kick up. On the 3 previous attempts, they've not been able to get it, as Milford has blocked the kick on each of the kicks, the attempts so far in the ball game on behalf of Amherst. They're all ready, and There's the snap, and it's going to be no good. And 9:14 to go. The Bulldogs from Amherst take a 4-point lead in the ball game, and we'll be back after these commercial messages. Back to action now in the fourth quarter of the ball game. 46 seconds into the fourth quarter, Amherst has put another touchdown on the scoreboard and has taken the lead for the first time in the ball game, as they now have a 24-20 lead over the Bulldogs from Milford. Amherst set to kick off. The ball teed up on their own 30-yard line. And there's the kick. It's going to be brought down at the 5 by Milford. That's number 34, Singleton. He's going to go around the far side over there before being brought down by number 22, Jeremy Jennings. The ball is going to be at about the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for Milford at that point. Singleton returning at about 20 yards as he fielded that ball at his own 5 and brought it up to the 25 before being brought down there by Jennings. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from Milford as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Pendleton still the quarterback. He takes the snap, hands off to his deep back is Singleton. He's going to be tripped up by number 20, Tory Tolbert. Tolbert just tripped him up right there at the line of scrimmage. No gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 15 for Amherst at that point. Here come the Milford up to the line. Once again, 2nd down and 10. He's going to pitch out to Singleton around the left side over there. Singleton's going to be brought down by number 11, Chris Bishop, on the far side over there. But not before he picks up about 7 or 8 yards as they spot the ball at the 33-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd down and 7 for the Milford Bulldogs. The ball at their own 33-yard line. Just a little over 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Amherst Bulldogs have a 4-point lead that they're wanting to hold on to. The defense needing to shut them down here. Handoff's going to go to Singleton again. We've got a penalty flag coming in. He's going to be brought down by Dewayne Miles, number 34 for Amherst, and the penalty is going to be against Milford for, let's see what the penalty is. Didn't catch what the signal the referee gave, but he'll give it again here in just a second. Holding penalty, I think, is what he signaled against Milford. Is going to move the ball back to the 23-yard line.
Penalty against Milford.
Where it's going to be a 3rd down and about 13 to go, or rather 18 to go. 3rd and 18 for Milford. They need to get just across midfield to almost the Amherst 39-yard line before they get a 1st down. Amherst defense wanting to make a big stand here and stop them. There is a penalty flag going up now before the snap. And
flag on the play.
We'll see what it's going to be this time. Amherst anticipating it against Milford again, and it is for a procedure call.
Illegal procedure against Milford.
And it's going to back them up another 5 yards. It's going to be a 3rd down now, and 23 to go for the Milford Bulldogs, as back-to-back penalties have moved them deep into their own end of the field, about the 18-yard line, 17, 18-yard line in their own end of the field. 3rd down and 23 now as they come up to the line. Pendleton's still the quarterback. He sends a man out wide to the near side over here. And he's looking for that man downfield. That's number 4. It's going to be intercepted by number 11, Chris Bishop. Pass was intended for number 4, Lee Houston.
Chris Bishop.
Amherst is going to take over on the interception with the ball at their own 36-yard line. 44 yards away from the end zone, and another touchdown. It'll be 1st down and 15 to go for Amherst at their own 44-yard line, 46-yard line rather. Amherst is going to send number 22, Jeremy Jennings, out to the far side over there, but they're going to come around to this side as he pitches back to number 1, Tommy Traylor. Traylor's going to pick up about 5 yards before he's brought down by number 21, Keemta Cook, for Milford. Second down and 10 for Amherst. The ball at the Milford 49-yard line as they pick up 5 yards on that carry by Traylor. 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game this evening here in the fourth quarter at Abilene Wylie's Bulldog Stadium. Here they come up to the line again. This time they're going to come around on the near side as he pitches back to Dewayne Miles. Miles is finally going to be brought down at the 44-yard line by number 10, Curtis Cook, safety for the Milford Bulldogs. It's going to bring up a third down and a long 5 now for Amherst. The ball at the Milford 34-yard line. They need to reach about somewhere between the 28 and 29-yard line to get the first down and to continue this drive. Of course, that's what they want to do, to put another touchdown on the board, as they only have a 4-point lead here in the about the midway point of the fourth quarter. Bishop's pass is complete to number 26, Ryan McNabb, as they pick up the first down over there. Number 10 on the tackle is Curtis Cook, as Bishop is able to find McNabb over there, and McNabb picks up the first down. First down and 15 for Amherst. The ball at the 26-yard line of the Milford Bulldogs. Amherst coming from behind again here in this ball game to take a 4-point lead on their last possession, and now on the interception is putting together another drive toward the end zone, wanting to pick up another touchdown. Pitch out around the left side over here is going to go to Dewayne Miles, number 34, and he's going to be brought down by number 5 is Chris Pendleton. Pendleton coming up from his safety position. Give him 7 yards on the play inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, brings up a second down and 8 for the Bulldogs as they're continuing to put together another impressive drive here late in the game. And hopefully they're going to get in and score and have at least a 10-point lead in the ball game as we come up on 4:45 to go tonight. Pitch back to to Traylor as he starts around to the right, comes back to the left, and there is a penalty on the play after he picks up a couple of yards, and Traylor is going to be hurt as he's still not got up off the ground. Holding, as indicated against the Amherst Bulldogs, is going to move the ball back on the penalty from the spot of the foul is going to be stepped off 10 yards back to the 31-yard line of Milford. It's going to bring up a second down and about 20 to go for Amherst. 4.5 minutes to go here in the ball game from Abilene this evening. Here they come up to the line. Bishop's going to drop back to about midfield, looking to pass. Big pressure being put on him, and it's going to be intercepted down at the 6-yard line by number 5, looks like number 3 rather.
Intercepted by Chris Pendleton.
Number 5, Chris Pendleton, and he's going to be brought down by number 3, Brandon Pointer, the man that the pass was intended for. Amherst faltering there following that penalty, and the interception now by Milford is going to give them the ball with 4:17 to go. The ball at their own 8-yard line. They're going to have it first down and 15. They're going to send a man out wide to the near side over here. That's number 30, Dedrick Gates. And They're going to look over to this side, and Pendleton's pass is going to be intended for number 34. Singleton is going to be incomplete. Second down now and 15 for Milford. The ball is still at their own 8-yard line as the clock is stopped on the incompletion at the 4 minutes, 13-second mark. That's all that's left in the ball game here this evening. Amherst ahead in the ball game 24-20, having to come from behind as they've done the last 3 times in these playoff games. The defense making a big statement tonight here late in the game as Singleton is brought down by number 26, Ryan McNabb. Gain of 2 yards to about the 10-yard line brings up a 3rd down and 13 for the Milford Bulldogs as they need to reach the 23-yard line in order to pick up the first down. Clock's running at the 3:43 mark to go in the ball game. 3rd down and 13 for Milford as they come up to the line of scrimmage again. Pendleton is going to be almost sacked inside the goal line, but he does manage to get the pass away. Number 26 back there putting the pressure on him is Ryan McNabb.
4th down and 13 yards for the Milford.
And so his pass goes incomplete. And it is 4th down for Milford, 4th and 13. The ball still at their own 10-yard line, deep in their own end of the field. And they're going to be forced to punt the ball away to the Amherst Bulldogs. So Amherst not going to be hurt too much on that interception just a minute ago, as they are able to hold Milford to only 2 yards in that drive. And Milford's punt is going to be downed at the Amherst 20, or rather 35-yard line. Back there ready to receive the punt was number 3, Pointer, but he just lets it roll to be downed at the 35-yard line. 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the ball game. It's Amherst ball, 1st down and 15. They have a 4-point lead, 24-20. And they're wanting to put together a drive that'll either put some points on the board or run out the clock, one or the other, that they can hold on to this lead and be the state of Texas 6-man football state champions for 1994. Ball's going to come around to the left side over here as the pitch is out to number 1, Tommy Traylor. He's going to be brought down by Keenta Cook, number 21, as he picks up 5 yards to the midfield point. And Milford's going to take a timeout with 3:07 to go in the game, and we'll take a timeout as well. Back to action now in the 4th quarter of the ball game. 3:07 to go. The Amherst Bulldogs 2nd down and 10. The ball right at midfield, leading in the ball game 24-20. Bishop is going to hand off over the right side to Dewayne Miles. He's going to be brought down by number 11, Lewis Essery, for Milford. He's going to pick up, though, about 9 yards to the 31-yard line. And Milford's going to take another timeout. It's 3rd down and 1 for Amherst as Milford spins another timeout. That should just leave them with 1 in the ball game. And we'll be back after this commercial break. All right, here we go back to action with 2:50 to go in the ball game. Quite excitement here at Abilene Wylie Stadium as the fans on the far side from Amherst during that timeout were chanting AHS, AHS, cheering on the Bulldogs to victory here, we hope, tonight in the ball game. Amherst picks up the 1st down on that play as they get across the 30 to the 29-yard line and get a new set of downs and continue to have hope in continuing this drive and scoring and taking at least a 10-point lead over the Bulldogs from Milford. 3rd time that Milford's been in the state championship ball game. They've won the 2 previous appearances, but right now they're trailing Amherst by 4 points, and it's going to be 10 points now as Miles gets the handoff around the left side, breaks a couple of tackles, and runs into the end zone for the touchdown. A 29-yard run for Miles and the Bulldogs as they take a 10-point lead, 30-20. And there is an injured Milford player at about the 19-yard line as the officials call for a timeout to check on that injury. And while they do that, we'll take one as well, and we'll be back with the extra point try by Amherst in just a minute. Okay, here we go back after that injury timeout. Amherst just scoring on that 29-yard touchdown run by Miles, Dewayne Miles, and the extra point kick to come. They haven't made one all night. Let's see if they can get this one through the uprights. As here in six-man ball, you've only got 4 blockers and 6 men coming at it. And it's going to be blocked again, this time by number 4, Lee Houston. But the Bulldogs from Amherst have a 10-point lead with 2:24 to go in the ball game. A 10-point lead is better than a touchdown and an extra point lead. So the Amherst fans over on the far side, sensing victory, are chanting and cheering their fans on, or their, rather not their fans, but their players on. And as Amherst has taken a 10-point lead here with just under 2.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Once again, Milford making their 3rd appearance in the state championship game, having won the 2 previous games, are trailing by 10 points here late in the game tonight from Abilene Wylie. The Amherst Bulldogs are getting ready to tee the ball up and kick to them following that touchdown and blocked extra point. Back deep for Milton on the far side, number 5, Chris Pendleton. And on the near side, number 34, Norman Singleton. Back deep for Milford. Here's the kickoff. It's not getting up in the air, but it's going to be brought down or picked up by Pendleton over on the far side inside his 10-yard line. He's going to be brought out of bounds at the 27 by number 1, Tommy Traylor. Also number 5, Mundo Cueto. 1st and 15 for Milford at their own 28-yard line. First and 15 for Milford as we have 2 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the ball game here this evening. And on the pitchback, it's handed back to Bishop, Pendleton rather, their quarterback. He's going to be brought down by number 26, Ryan McNabb.
For
a loss on the play back inside the 25 to the 24. Is going to be a 2nd down and 18 yards to go for Milford. The Amherst fans still sensing victory within their grasp, but the Milford fans over here on our right below us are still cheering their team on to score and get the ball back. And pass is going to be intended at midfield for number 21 is Quinta Cook, defending for the Amherst Bulldogs, number 3, Brandon Pointer. It's going to go incomplete and make it 3rd down now and 18 for Milford. The ball still at their 24-yard line, 2:05 to go in the ball game here this evening. Of course, each tick of the clock is bringing Amherst closer to their first ever state championship. Pendleton looking back to pass is going to be caught by number 34 is Norman Singleton. He's going to be brought down by number 11, Chris Bishop, over on the far side over there. First down for Milford as they pick up just barely over the 15 yards they need to the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 for Milford. The ball at that point, 1 minute and 55 seconds and counting on the clock, as Milford, I think, only has 1 timeout left. Pendleton pitches back to number 22, Cook, and he gives it back to him, and he passes intended for number 30, Dedrick Gates, defending for the Bulldogs, number 20, Torrey Tolbert. Pass goes incomplete as they're going to bring up a 2nd down now and 15 for the Milford Bulldogs. The clock stopped on the incomplete pass at 1 minute and 44 seconds to go in the ball game this evening. Once again, Amherst holding a 10-point lead. Pass is going to be complete to number 30 is Dedrick Gates, and Gates is going to pick up about 12 yards before he's brought down by number 3 is Brandon Pointer. 3rd down and 2 for Milford as they have the ball at the Amherst 22-yard line. They're going, trying to get into the end zone, goes incomplete for number 4, Lee Houston. Back there defending number 11 is Chris Bishop. Goes incomplete, brings up now a 4th down and 2 for Milford. The ball at the Amherst 22-yard line.
Defended by Chris Bishop.
As the clock stops at the 1:13 mark in the 4th quarter. Amherst having one more opportunity now to stop them, as they're going to go for it on 4th down, trailing by 4 points. Milford is. Pendleton is looking and is finally going to pass it back across the field to number 11, Lewis Essery. Essery's going to get the yardage needed for the 1st down as he's brought down inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. First down and 1st and goal now for the Milford Bulldogs at the 1:02 mark in the game. Number 3 back there on the tackle, Brandon Pointer for the Amherst Bulldogs. 1st and goal at the 13 for Milford as Pendleton drops back to pass and is intended out there for number 24 in the flat. Jackie Winchester goes incomplete. Number 5 defending for the Bulldogs, Mundo Cueto. 2nd down and goal, the ball at the 13-yard line as the clock stops on the incomplete pass. 52 seconds to go in the ball game this evening. Amherst holding a 10-point lead, 30-20. And each tick of the clock, 52 ticks left to go, is bringing them closer to a first ever state championship for the Amherst Bulldogs. 2nd and goal as Pendleton fumbles a snap but picks it up. He's standing there looking for his man in the end zone there, intended for number 21, Kenta Cook, goes incomplete. Number 22 rather, Jeremy Jennings back there defending for Amherst. 3rd down and goal for the Milford Bulldogs. The ball at the 13-yard line. 45 seconds to go in the ball game as they miss an opportunity on that pass to put 6 points on the board as the pass was dropped in the end zone. Pendleton brings him up, and he's going to roll over to the near side over here to his right, pass back to the left, and is going to be caught over there and then dropped by number 21, Kenta Cook. Defending for Amherst, number 3, Brandon Pointer. Once again, that's going to stop the clock on the incompletion at 39 seconds to go in the ball game. 4th and goal from the 13-yard line for Milford. And they're obviously going to go for it as they don't want to give the ball up unless they have to on downs here in just a minute. 4th and 13, 4th and goal from the 13 for Milford. Pendleton's going to drop straight back rather, and pass intended out there for number 4 is Lee Houston. and is going to be broken up by number 20, Torrey Tolbert. The ball is going to go over on downs to Amherst. It's going to be Amherst ball with 34 seconds to go in the ball game. First and 15 at their own 13-yard line. And folks, Amherst is going to be the Texas six-man state champion, as all they have to do is just run out the final 34 seconds on the clock here this evening. And Bishop's going to take the snap and drop down on one knee and let the clock run as we get down to 30-29 and still going here this evening from Abilene Wylie. There's nothing that Milford can do to stop it. They're apparently out of timeouts this evening from because they're not taking one here. Amherst standing there looking at the clock as it gets to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. They're not going to have to snap the ball again. 3, 2, 1, 0. It's official. Amherst is the six-man state champion for Texas in 1994. There'll be a presentation of a trophy to the Amherst Bulldogs as the state champions there at midfield, and we're going to be bringing you that as it is